All right, happy May 13th. We're on Wednesday. So I'm changing my mind on a couple things, and then I have some announcements to make, so pay attention. Okay, so for benchmark, today will be your last day for benchmark. You have done an awesome job, but we have some fun kind of whole class activities that involve some reading and writing, and we want to make sure that those get done. So we're done with benchmark after today. Do a good job, send in your doc. Don't worry about the Thursday, Friday that aren't done. If you want to do Thursday, Friday, go right ahead, but you don't have to. We will not be finishing the benchmark book. Again, if you want to read to the very end, it's good stuff, so help yourself, but we won't do any assignments out of there. I will tell you more about Thursdays and Fridays makeup activities because you're going to get new documents sent to you, and you're going to have to use those in order to complete the assignment. So don't freak out. It's not crazy hard or anything. It's just, it'll take a little bit of time. That's why we're going to substitute it for the benchmark. The writing, you're working on your essay today, unless you chose to do the packet that was sent and your parents printed it out for you. That's fine. You got to kind of figure out what works for you. That was weird that my phone went blank. Okay, so what I'm going to talk about mostly though is the math. So we can talk about this again at our Zoom meeting today. We do have one at 10 o'clock. So the logo, you should have said, number one, choose a name for your petting zoo and design the logo for the zoo's entrance. Some of you showed yesterday when we had our quick little meeting. That's mine. Yep, terribly exciting. I haven't colored it or anything. You should be coloring yours. So I would love for you to bring these to our Zoom meeting so that you can share what you did for your logo. Okay? All right, that was Monday. Tuesday, Wednesday. This is really weird that my phone's blanking out. Number two, animals. You will need to purchase 5 different types of animals for the zoo from the animal catalog. For each type, you will need to purchase at least 2 of the animal, if not more. So I thought we'd have some wiggle room with our money, and I'm going to show you in a minute. I had no wiggle room. I was going to get like extra chickens. I did find chickens. I was going to get extra rabbits because they're cheap, and I didn't have any wiggle room to get more stuff, so I was kind of bummed. Oh well. So I will show you, I actually did do the Excel spreadsheet on the computer, and it's super cool. So I kind of recommend doing that if you want to give it a shot. Okay, so you should have chosen your animals, and I also did write them on my order sheet. They do need to be written on here, just help you keep track. What I also found is the math I did on here, which I used a calculator. I thought I was like very careful. It was different than my math on the Excel sheet on the computer. So I think I screwed up on here. Because, you know, sometimes you put things into a calculator, and you mess up and whatever. So there's another reason maybe to do it on the computer and not just use a calculator. But you do still need to have it all written out. And what I did, I kind of sectioned mine by animals, and then habitat, and attractions. And then I did subtotals for each. We'll talk about the tax in a minute. So I chose my animals. The habitat has to have its own enclosure. It will need to be purchased. Each habitat can hold up to 5 animals. So if you got 6 chickens, you're gonna need 2 habitats. But as long as you stay under 5, you're good. Your group, sorry, it's just you. You can't work as a group. I'm sorry. You will have to complete your habitat card. And I showed you that. I thought I did, but then someone said I didn't, so I don't know. So they look like that. Don't worry too much about the diagram. You can kind of start planning it out, but you'll do more of that when we start working with the blueprint. The graph paper that we sent home with you. You'll have to calculate the perimeter of the habitat and describe how you want it to be. So I did show when we met or talked yesterday, you could just stick with rectangles. If you want to do a 3x4 or a 2x6 or whatever it is, depending on what your area is. If you want to do a funky shape like this, you just have to make sure that your area matches up. We'll talk more about how the measurement will work so that it will all fit in your petting zoo on the big poster board. Describe how you accommodate the animals' needs. I don't know. I said something like put trees with the pigs because they can get sunburned. Did you know that pigs can get sunburned? Yes. Okay, so today is attractions. So attractions are the fun little things that are on this page. These are all your attractions. But there are things that you have to have. So you need to make sure that you are reading this page because it tells you what you have to have. So number 4 says you have to have 3 water fountains, 4 benches, 1 ticket booth, 2 bathrooms, and 5 trees. The city wants you to have at least 2 other attractions. I told Mandy you had to pick different attractions. I'm going to say you can pick any other attractions you want. So if you just want to throw in 2 more trees, you can. If you want to throw in a bench and a tree, go ahead. Because what I'm finding, if you try and throw in some of that expensive stuff like the what was the crazy one? Like the bird aviary or the gift stand. You honestly, I don't know how you can do it and have enough money, which makes me think we might need to go back and tweak this for next year's group because you want to kind of have fun. And I have to say, I did have 2 kids last year, Thayer and Gil, and I think it was Gavin, and they wrote me a letter, kind of like a loan application, and they said, we really want this, this, and this. Could we please have an extra $1,000? And they gave me reasons why, and they put all this extra work into it. And I was like, okay, I'll give you an extra $1,000. So I don't know how we could really do that with this because you're not in class and I can't. If you want to send me an email with some reasons why I should give you extra money, okay. All right, so I wrote all my attractions down, and the way you write them in your order form is you just have to say like how many you have. So what was my top one? Water fountains, you had to have 3 of them. This is the cost for per, and then you multiply it by 3 and you get that. Now what's super cool, crazy phone, is because I have Katie on our Google Classroom. So I think I went into hers. Let me flip that around. Okay, so I went into Katie's, and this was really slick. So, I honestly don't know what it looks like on yours. But if you go, like, let's say I wanted an alpaca, I would put 1, because you get 1 habitat. And then how many alpacas did I have? Oh, I had 7 oh no, you can't. I had 4 alpacas. Okay, that would be a lot of money. Okay, and it does all the math all magically for you, like Mandy told us. Thank you. It's not that I didn't believe you, Mandy. I just hadn't checked it out yet. I'm going to take those off, though, because those aren't on my actual list. And look at my total now. Oh, I'm at $11,000. Okay, that's over budget. You are not going over budget like that. So let me take it off. I just did the bare minimum on mine. And I think I should talk to Miss Triplett and Mrs. Lopez, because I did the bare minimum. I did pretty small animals. I did have a donkey in there. And I just did the bare minimum, like habitat. They only had 1 habitat. And then I did the bare minimum for the attractions. I did throw in 2 bigger things because I was kind of trying to go. I did a photo area. I did the 2 cheaper ones, though, and the treat stand, because those were the least expensive out of all of them. And I was over budget by $100. Actually, on my paper, you can see I was over budget by $45. But then when I did it on this, I was over by like $200. So I don't know where I screwed up in my math. So that's one of the reasons I'm going to say you can have smaller things for your 2 other attractions. So hopefully it'll allow you to do that. So you could have an extra tree instead of doing a gift stand, because that's so much more expensive. So what's really cool is if you scroll all the way to the bottom, it gives you your subtotal. It figures out the tax for you, which I kind of wanted you to see how to do that, but that's okay. And then it gives you your grand total. So when I first did it, I was over. So I had to change my donkeys because donkeys were a little expensive. So I changed my donkeys to chickens. Typically the smaller animals are cheaper. And I got 2 chickens and changed my habitat and everything. And then it brought me to this, which is perfect. My amount is absolutely perfect. So yay me. But you need to pay attention to that. You might have to tweak a couple things. You might not get to have everything you want. And again, well, we are going to look at square footage tomorrow, so that's going to be another reason why you can't get all the big giant things too. Okay, I think that's it. Is there anything else? Oh, no, I'll do that tomorrow. I think that's it. Okay, so get started on that. If you have any questions, you can ask during our Zoom and we can go over it. I'd like to see your logos at our Zoom, and yeah, look forward to seeing you tomorrow.